This video is about this Nordic style dollhouse by ROBUD.com, or designed by the ROBUD. And we're gonna start with, we'll go straight into instructions. We'll follow some of it I do it the way I do things here on the channel. Try to find the quickest way to do this, and we'll do one step at a time. Hopefully for you, when you watch it, it turns out to be a quick assembly video. So let's get to it. So we're gonna start with instructions. So far, this looks to be the first few steps we're gonna take. We're gonna start with these panels on the left side. You see the white on the edge there on the tiny side here. That white piece has to stand out so that it's gonna look later like this. So we're gonna take the longest one right there on the left, the first one on the left here. We'll start with that, and we'll follow with the other one there, and then the smallest one in the middle would be the last. Okay, so we'll grab this piece and then these pieces right here, and we'll start assembling. Okay, so most of these pieces right here are all gonna be assembled with these main screws that are these right here. There's about 24 of them, and it shows it on every one of them, so that way you know for sure that it's these ones right here, because yeah, it's so many, it's only this kind. The other small ones is just a few there, but these is the ones we need pretty much everywhere else. Okay, you will need a couple screwdrivers, smaller and then a little bigger, and for bigger ones we're going to use this probably number 2 in size, and like probably looks like about number 1 standard size here, or you can pretty much use mostly standard screwdriver sizes that you might have at home. Worst case, as I always tell everyone on this channel, it is really cheap nowadays to buy tools like this, just a couple screwdrivers or something, and you can find them anywhere. You can just drive around your local stores, anywhere from Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, whatever you have next to, even some auto store like AutoZone, alright, like whatever you get closest to you. Or you can always order online some cheap sets of different sizes that you can probably use in future as well. So anyway, that's what we're gonna use. Let's get it started. Go right into this hole right here that are pre-made. That's it, and then just start screwing them on. Okay, once it gets tighter, and double check everything, make sure it's straight, leveled. You can see it's a bit flash with this side here, pretty flash. Looks good, looks exactly like it is on the instructions. Alright, and now on the second piece would be this right here, and this would be facing the outside right here. See the 2 holes supposed to match, and these lines supposed to match too. So see how they match right here? Supposed to match like here. Once you put the screws from the back here, everything should match. So let's see if it does. Got the 2 screws. Just gonna set it right on top. Here it is. So very important to have this flash so that everything lines up perfectly. You can tell it's tight. You can tell there's no gap. It's pretty tight. It's not wobbly. So all these things are important. Everything else you're fine. Doesn't stick out so that nothing, your kids won't catch on it or get scratched. So everything looks good for the first couple steps. Now let's move on. Okay, now next step would be this panel here. And it's just gonna slide right into here. Right there. And right here into this one here. All the way. It's like flash. It's inside here. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we're gonna do this little balcony. We're gonna assemble. It's gonna be on the side there. So we're just gonna take two sides right here, and this is gonna go right in the middle. This. So we can do one at a time here. Take one, and you can see the little bigger opening is where the head of the screw is gonna go. This. It's gonna be on both sides. Now this side will face inside, so it's going to be like this. That way it's nice on the outside, where it's visible. Same on this one. Nicer side out. Get it pretty tight, but as always, don't over tighten, because once you break the threads that are inside in there, which is part of this plastic piece in here that's actually bolted on there from the factory. A little plastic piece that you can gives you a little better threads. So just go nice and tight. You can kind of get a feeling. I mean, it's definitely don't use all your strength on this, so you will break the threads, and then there's nothing you can do. You have to order a new piece. So careful with that. As long as it's not wobbly, loose, there's no gap, and sometimes there's slight gap difference, like this is super tight to it, and you can see this has a little bit of a gap, but that's no big deal because it's all the way steel. That's just the way it's made. Alright, now the other side. Nice and tight. Perfect gap. No play at all. Pretty steady, pretty hard. Doesn't move. We're good. So now this balcony is going to be mounted onto this here, right here, like that. So we're gonna go from the back, place this here, get some screws. Place that on top and mount them in place. Just match the holes, basically, same process. Match every hole here, 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and that's it. Two more on this side. Nice and tight. We're done. Okay, now this next step, so this would be on here. Just same process. This little groove right here is where this is gonna go. Get it right there perfectly. And then this will go right in here. So you have one hole here, here, and here. So 3 holes, and they're right here at that triangle. That's what we need, just like that. But before we mount this on there, we're gonna mount this one here. So from the back here, we're gonna go right in here. Or there's, let me do this first one so you could actually see it better. And we are done. Looks good. Straight. Once you put the other two, it levels it out on its own because all the holes are pre-made, so there's no other way to do this. Even if it's not straight, it's the way it's made, because once you put the screws in, it centers itself to the way it's made from factory. Line this up. Set it on top. Double check. Sure it's in. That's it. You're in there. Now you can tell these holes match there perfectly. Right there. Okay, so that's gonna go right in there. Same one here on this side. Just double check that panel on the back there is all the way in. This right here, it's perfectly lined up. And it's all the way. Then you do the second one. Starting to look like something. Put these in here. Like that. This flat white is gonna go like this. Oh, so here's the funny thing. My screwdriver doesn't fit here. So now we need a smaller one, which should work. Looks like, yep, perfect. See, this is shorter, so this should work perfectly. So that's another thing you want to consider. This is in. See the screws all the way in there. Nice and flat. So you'd be better off to mount this one on here before you mount this here. It would be easier, just like when you did this side. Do this one at the same time. Okay, now we're gonna mount the remaining two, because we did 2 here on the bottom. Now we're gonna do the 2 here on the top. Right there. Okay, now the next step would be this piece right here. The other wall basically on the other side, the one with the door. Now this is gonna go on here. And as you know by now, every hole is gonna match. And this thing right here is gonna have to go into this groove right here. So everything basically has to match. That's it. Get you a closer look. See how everything lines up? Yep. Nice and perfect. Okay, so Just flip that over just so you can have a better look. See how this lines up here? Down here, here, and on this side, yeah, perfectly lines up. So keep in mind this has to line up here on every side. Perfectly lines up, and then just gonna match these holes. Put 4 screws, and that's it. Okay, next we're going to grab this piece right here. It's going to slide down right in there. See the hole here, here. Line up each side here. And then just slide down. Right there. You see it's here and it's inside, and then 3rd floor. Same logic behind the screw right here. It's gonna have to, that piece that we just put in, it's gonna have to go in here. And they're just lining up perfectly so far, so. As you can tell, that went in pretty smooth, fast. Definitely starts to look like a house. 3-story house. Now we gotta put in the side screws. Got 2 here and then 2 there. Hi, the grooves right here, each side, make sure they line up. So we're good. Okay, now the last wall there is this. Let's just slide in there this way. So lines up perfect. Okay, this is going to be the short part of the roof here on this side. See this groove? You know where that goes, right about here, like that. But first, this little piece, number 19, it's going to go right on here. It's going to stick out right here. It's going to hold both sides. So put the screw in here. Just mount it right in there on the shorter side here. Okay, most important step, almost forgot. That's where we start using the shorter screws. See how short this thing is? So we're just gonna go with shorter screws on this one. Pretty tight. You can still rotate it, don't worry if it's not straight. It's just one screw. We'll have to line this up with the other side of roof. So here, see how it lines up? Oh, boom, went right in there. Like this. Like this. So, and then don't forget about the groove here for the wall on that side. One thing, so let me show you something. Now I realize there's the opening to cut out for the chimney. There's no bracket to install the chimney. So first we need a bracket, which is this right here, because the chimney is gonna go on top. So these two is what's gonna be used here for this. And this side right here, it's going to go into the chimney, which is going to slide down into these holes right here. So you can put it inside here or there. I'll try to put it here. Like this. It's going to go right in there. Instructions would tell you to mount this bracket on there before you even slide that wall there. So we're a couple steps behind. But it's still doable because it's mounted from the back of the wall. We still have opening room here, so it's fine. So from the back, we're gonna install this little guy here. One more here. And then these two are gonna go into these two holes right here. Line them up. That's it. Nice looking chimney on this side. The hole's a little bit too deep. Looks like it's falling in this piece. Here, in fact, you can technically put this in now, but because this way it's kind of shaped a little bit bigger here, we may need to get the roof in here first. Okay, back to the roof. See this right here? Line this up. Okay, lines up perfect. This whole lined up perfectly as well. So to keep it in place, just insert one of the screws up in there for both of them. This double check everything's good, and then this is where the little guy's gonna go. Let's get the big ones in first. Lines up with the hole. If not, you can move it a little bit. This bracket right here. Once you push it down like this, it actually lines up better. And once it's lined up, tighten down. Actually looks very nice and modern. Let me take this off and put it on the chimney side because it's just falling in. Just put it in here. This side. This. Okay, these are just the pin guides. It still takes the two screws. You can see the hole right there, and then one more on up the top. Right there. So this is why it's good for you that you're actually watching before you're doing it. So you can put that in there much easier without this part of this roof. Just mount that on there and don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine because it's screws are pre-made. It's just one way in either way. If you look on the other side, you're still gonna put them in the same holes anyway, so it'll be just fine. Much easier, more room. Just put that in all the way before you put the roof. Much easier. And for that, we're gonna use the last two small screws. Oh, yeah, that was a little longer. Here's another thing for you, good to know. See, they look shorter, both of them, but the head of the screw is slightly different. And that ended up being a little bit longer, which came out on the other side. So here's another good thing you're watching this, because you shouldn't make the same mistake if you're watching. Because we should have used the one we needed from here is actually on the top of the roof. See, the head is a little bit different here and here. So those short screws, they look same, but it's slightly different actually. Keep that in mind. These two, see how they are? This is a little different. So we need this one here, and then this is gonna be here. It's gonna go in here. All right, we did swap them. You see how they look same now? I swapped both of these and those, but it is a little too late because we did cause the small damage here on the chimney. It's no big deal, definitely barely see it. The kid definitely wouldn't care about it, but if you want to take, do things the right way, then watch for that. Okay. Well, guess what? This is now a fully assembled house. It's all about all the extra stuff here, the furniture and everything else that we have to put in to make it look like a house. And the first step would be here on the stairs. Just gonna go right like this. Nice and easy. Alright, next we're gonna start doing some electrical work. So it's a fun step definitely for all the electricians out there. Deal with some really tiny lightning. I feel like an engineer doing some kind of 3D project or something. Look at this light. Isn't that awesome? And it's got 4 LEDs in there. That's great. Okay, so you see that little hole in there? And that's where it's gonna go. Route that electrical wire in there. And then we're just gonna grab it from the back here. So it comes out of here. Just pull on it right here. Now this, it's gonna be routed into here, mounted here. But first we gotta route the wire harness through that hole. Okay. That's good. Okay, next we got another light. I'm gonna do the same thing. See that the other hole here? Route this in there. Like this. Oh, don't fall out. Stay in there. I have to do it with 2 hands here. Just grab it on the other side. Okay, we'll leave it hanging for now. We're gonna do the same thing on all the lights here. Okay, all the lights are in there. So as you can tell, a lot of this stuff can be done before you like put the roof and everything else. Once you slide the back wall in there, you can technically put the lights in there. It would be much easier than to deal with it at the end. But it's still not a hard step to do. It's pretty simple and easy, so you can still do it at the end. Okay, this is how what we're gonna use to attach the lights. So this is sticky tape, and it's nice and white on the other side to look good. You stick that onto that wire right next to the light, like this. Oh, come on, try to do it with one hand again. It's so sticky. Alright, sticks to my finger. Alright, see how it is on there? Just pull that back. Find a spot where you want your light to be, and just stick that to the roof like this. Push on it so it sticks to the roof. Just like that. Look at it. Looks perfect. Looks like a real house. And then we're gonna do the same thing on all of them. Okay. I'll take one more from here. And stick that to the wire. I'll try to get your finger off. There it goes. And then to the ceiling. And I'll just leave that hanging there for now so I can We could probably do that at the very end, so that way you know exactly where you need your lighting after you set up the room with everything. So you can actually get an idea of what it looks like when everything is in the room. Now looking at some pictures of the product we're buying, like it has some pictures, of course, what it looks like online. So that way we can technically just mount the lights now and don't have to worry about it waiting till the end. So I see that some of the stuff's gonna be here. So this light here in the corner on the bottom can be a little bit to the right. This one here on the right side. Everything else is right in the middle. Okay, that makes sense. So I have an idea where I want them to be. I'm gonna go right into it. So that way I can just mount that and forget about it. And that way I don't have too much sticks out for the light. There it is. Now this one. And make sure that stick is is right in the middle of the wire. So that way it's nice and perfect there. Okay. Push hard on it. There. And then adjust the light. That's it. Pretty simple. And I don't want to stretch it out too far out just because then the wire is going to be hanging on down. But we do have a lot of stickies, so we can actually yeah, we can install the lights anywhere you want them. And even after you install them now, you can remove that and reuse another sticky tape that comes with it. One of these or two of this, you can stick it out anywhere you want, stretch it out all the way to the front if you need to, and use another sticky here or there. You know, you can play with it any way you want it. So let's just keep it here for now. And the last one, so go right in here. Just like that. So it looks really nice, just like a real house. Okay, this is the last, maybe hardest part about this is connecting them properly. Okay, it says connect them in A1 and B, which is A1 here. It says A1 and B right there. Okay. And then we're just gonna mount them similar way here. We got two jumpers, and then that's the one that's gonna go, looks like, into the power output. So we got the two small jumpers and then one long. Okay. Let's mount the wires. So first wire from the top, we're gonna put it right into A1. I'm just gonna slide right in there. Like this. Now this is really small. It's pretty cool. Definitely makes you think like an engineer here. Okay, that's in there. For the top, so we can mount it right here. For the mounting, we're going to use the same sticky adhesive tape here, which is going to go 4 on each side here. So 4 on each bracket that built in. Basically 4 of these sticky tapes on each module. Okay, first we're going to have to plug them all in. We only have 3 of them, so let's move on to the next one here. Same thing, this is going to be our A1. While we do this, we got kids on the other side with mommy trying to set up furniture, so that's nice. We get kids, everybody involved. Alright, that's in there. This is here. And then the bottom one, I'll also put it in A, and then the other ones are gonna be B. So this bottom one is gonna be A for me, and then it's gonna be facing down like this. Only goes away one way, so you can tell the way it's made. Only goes in one way, and that way is like this. So you see electrical stuff hanging out, and like this is all flat on the top, and on the bottom you see those little small wires. So the top flat part of it is going to be on the top, and this is going to go on the bottom. This. So just like this. So see how this flat on the top, flat white is going to be on top, facing up. Just go right down there like this. If that makes sense. And these two I'm going to try to plug in as well. So I call them left and right. So left one is A, right one is B right here. Plug it in there. Okay, I think we got them all plugged in. Now we're just gonna, you have to use some sticky tape to mount them. So it's gonna be a little hard to peel that off, but we're gonna have to peel that out. So if you see, look at this, if you stick this on there, like this, you can do the same to all four. This. You see how they are? Now we're gonna have to remove this top white part of the tape, so that way it's gonna be sticky on this side as well, so we can stick that onto the house. Let's see if we can peel that off. Alright, takes a while, but it's doable. And peel that off like this. Now it's ready to stick that on the house. So if you find this easier to remove before you put it on the module here, do that. Basically, whichever way you found it easier to do it, that's how you want to do it. Because these are really sticky. Hard to peel that off of there. Alright, we finally got them all four. Definitely look like they're been messed with, to say the least. Alright, all that wire, gonna have to hide it somehow and mount them. I have to figure out a way to do this. Okay, you're gonna have to use both hands for this. Wrap it around somehow. Hide all that in there. Get you a closer look. So got it in there, and then you can just hide them underneath there. But don't be like me. Always think ahead, because you're gonna have to plug this in. So you need to do that before you actually stick it on there. So always think ahead, a step ahead. Don't be like me, redoing stuff. It's a little harder to think ahead once you're actually trying to think about it, videos at the same time. But yeah, that's what you gotta do. Okay, Instructions don't really talk about this. They just show you how to plug them in and where they're kind of supposed to be. But it doesn't really matter where they are. It's just you can glue them, stick them anywhere you want it. And then they have another sticky adhesive tape like this one along here, where you can just hide wires and do whatever you want. It's sticky on both sides. You can cut it to any length you want it. There's plenty they have, and you can even tape the wires here inside anywhere you want it. But you can just cut a piece right here, tape it up like that, and it would hold it in. That's what we're gonna do with these wires right here, probably with these jumpers. So now we're gonna have to add these sticky ones on this side, on this module. Let's do the same thing. Come up with the way. We'll have to come up with somewhere where we can hide this, and then we'll use some of this stuff to hide the wires. And then this one is gonna go on here as well. First thing, we should probably plug it in and test it, because then it'll be harder to get all these off. So let's plug this one in. Okay. All right. So it looks something like this. See how this is plugged in? Got one in here and then one coming out. And then this one comes out of this middle one, goes into the one here on the bottom, the lowest one, and then the actual charger goes BC charger to USB port here comes out of it. So let's plug them in and see what happens. Alright, let's plug it in here. This does not come with it. I happen to have one. Let's see what happens here with our lighting. Okay, got that plugged in. Ooh, I see some lights. Well, look at that. Wow. One shot. Look at this. Wow, if you just like zoom in, looks like inside a real house. I feel like I'm in a small IKEA here. Okay, that looks really cool. Well, let's see. They said that you can play with some brightness and everything else here. So, does it work actually? Oh, it does. Look at that. Yeah, it's dimming. Look. It's dark now. And then it's bright again. Wow. It works. This is really cool because it's touch screen. So basically all you have to do is just tap on it. Or hold your finger on there and it gets brighter. This is really nice. Looks cool. I think the kid's gonna be happy. As you can tell, she did a really good job with setting up the furniture here. Okay, now let's wrap up the back before we get all excited here. Can't wait for her to start playing, and of course she can't wait to start playing. So let's just wrap this up and call it good. My lovely wife here says I deserve a good lunch here for doing this to our for our daughter. So I'm gonna take a quick break because this looks really good. I'll be right back. Just stay here. All right, we got these all taped in. Now, last part is we're gonna tape this, hide and tape up the wires. All right, so we're gonna come up with a way to hide the wires somewhere here. Here's a closer look. All the way down here below this. And then we'll do this one next, but for right now, hiding the small ones first. So you can tell it looks pretty nice. So this is definitely a good idea what they provide us with. And I'll do the same thing to the bottom ones. Start with one side here where it comes out. This, get it up to here where they meet in the middle. Do the same thing on the other side, and then just wrap it all up here in the middle. Now I can go back, plug this in. Come up with a nice way as well to wrap them. That way it doesn't get caught if the kids decide to move it around, play behind it with some toys or just with hands. They won't pull on them. Definitely try to explain to them never to touch them, but you know how it is with kids. You can definitely get as creative as you would like with these, because this is just, there's no really way to do this right or wrong, no instructions. It's all about the way you prefer. Do you like it? You think it looks nice, works best for you and your kids. That's just the way I came up with the routing, and I think it looks fine. So plug it in. We're gonna flip it over and see the results. If this helped you in any way, I would appreciate some thumbs up. Please like the video. That would help me. I guess that would be a thank you from you to me. If this helped you in any way, I appreciate thumbs up, like button, comment for sure with any comments you might have. About assembling, about the house itself, about your kids liking it or disliking it, and let's help people out and see if it's a good toy to buy or not. We're just starting on it, so we'll see how it turns out to be for our kids. And if any issues, we'll definitely keep you posted in the comments. For now, this is how to assemble. Looks really cool, fun to play with, easy to assemble. Stay tuned for more videos. Even if you don't watch them all, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.